Why does fear make us more susceptible to compromise? I think this is why. This is what we find here. First of all, fear makes us selfish. It makes us selfish. When we're scared, right, we run into the castle. We ask everybody we love to run into the castle. Because in the castle, we can preserve, we can protect ourselves. In other words, when we feel threatened, we always turn inward and begin imagining how we can protect our kingdom and our comforts. And we start thinking things like, how do I sustain my life? How do I sustain my people and my comforts and my opportunities, even if it hurts somebody else? And this selfishness, it moves a step deeper, and that is that fear then also makes us skeptical. Skeptical of good promises from God and people. God said, I will never leave you and forsake you. Samuel said, I will be there on the seventh day. But in that moment, and just like in our moments, when we're afraid and we feel like we have to act, the promises of God and the sincere promises of other believers who said, I'm going to help, I'm going to pray, I'm going to be with you, we just get very skeptical of those, and we feel like I just have to take things into my own hands. And then the third thing that fear does is it makes us very short-sighted. We begin to have an inability to see beyond today. We don't see, and therefore we don't consider, we don't account for what's going to happen tomorrow, because we don't care about tomorrow. I just have to get through today because I'm afraid today. And so as a result of that, our vision of tomorrow gets blurry. We forget in that moment that one day we're going to stand before a holy God and give an account for what we're doing today. We forget that in 20 years, if we're still alive, that some of the things that we're doing today and this week are going to cause us a kind of shame that will be debilitating to our peace. We don't consider that. We don't consider the fact that one day I'm going to get married. And my future spouse and my future marriage is going to have to bear up the consequences of my decisions today. And we don't think about the fact that one day we may have kids in our life who ask us, well, what did you do in college? How did you respond with your sexuality? What did you do when your boyfriend said, you don't sleep with me, I'm out? We don't consider things when we're afraid about the future because we can only imagine today. And as a result of that, it opens the door wide for compromise. The provident sin never obtains the favor of God.